Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Steffy dropping a stunner on Hope. Luna turns to Finn. Daphne desperately demands that Carter be with her. Steffy, who has asked Hope to meet her. Indeed, though Hope lately saw Liam, she has no idea that he's dying. Liam just couldn't bring himself to tell Hope that he has an inoperable brain excrescence. Liam did offer many hints, but Hope didn't feel to pick up on them. When Hope arrives, she asks Steffy why she wanted to meet. The brunette informs her it's about Liam. Typically, Hope would roll her eyes, but she knows Commodity is veritably wrong because of Steffy's blubbing. Luna and Sheila both feel that Steffy has ripped Finn down from them. While Luna is still obsessing over Will, she also wants a relationship with her father. Luna corners her biopater. Luna pleads with Finn not to turn his reverse on her. Luna also makes sure to remind Finn that she's not just some distant family member, but his son. Luna's request will put Finn in a tough spot. Finn wants to be present in his son's life. There's no way that Steffy will ever allow that. So, Finn could feel torn between Luna and Steffy. Daphne to formerly again try to tempt Carter. Daphne is veritably pushy and demanding about it this time, however. Daphne steps toward Carter as he takes a step back. The nose orders him to forget about Hope and start planning a future with the woman right in front of him. Commodity tells me that Daphne could go too far trying to get what and who she wants. Steffy meeting with Hope. The brunette can no longer keep Liam's secret, especially since he shares a child with Hope. Liam prompted Hope to give Carter another chance. Liam said that Carter might be the bone for Hope. We know that Liam just wants to be sure Hope and Beth have someone steady to lean on when he's gone. Hope agreed to meet with Carter. While he gave an emotional speech and a sincere reason, Hope sounded a bit reluctant during the grasp. So, we will see what happens with that plot. Liam claimed he didn't want Hope to know the verity because he didn't want to burden her. Still, there's further than just Hope to consider then. Liam gets a lot of one-on-one time with Kelly right now because of the living arrangement. Still, what about Beth? Doesn't he want to bond and make ever recollections with his youthful child? Liam has asked Steffy and Finn to keep this secret. Still, Steffy can't do it presently, not when she knows that Liam is dying. Steffy encouraged her ex-husband to tell Hope the verity on his own, but he couldn't do it. So, that leaves Steffy feeling like she has no other option. Steffy will decide to take drastic action. Finn told Steffy that with this type of mass, they just don't know how long Liam has to live. It could be any day, which means Steffy doesn't have a lot of time to decide. Steffy tells Hope that they need to talk and it's about Liam. When Steffy starts blubbing, Hope can tell that Commodity is terribly wrong. Despite all the fermentation and trouble between the women, they likely band together in light of the woeful situation. There could also be some scenes with Luna and Sheila Carter sharp. It would be just like Sheila and Luna to strike during Steffy's most vulnerable time. Katie fiercely guarding Carter, which means Daphne doesn't stand a chance. Plus, Ridge feels torn by Eric's words and Brooke's conduct. It's been a while since Steffy invited Daphne to Los Angeles to bring a new incense line to Forrester Creations and to betray Carter down from Hope. Katie happened to overhear Daphne talking with Zend, and she learned the verity of the situation. Now, she realizes that Daphne is in Los Angeles to do Steffy's dirty work. The Forrester Creations fashion show was a resounding success. Brooke ended up in the special looker after some issues behind the scenes. The gown looked like the one she wore when she married Ridge in Portofino. This was all thanks to Eric's planning. Ridge brazened Eric for his shenanigans. Eric told Ridge that he should be with Brooke rather of Taylor. Eric justifies his decision. Meanwhile, Taylor is rattled about Ridge. Over with Brooke, she's full of sanguinity. Katie confronts Daphne about her potion. Ridge is at home, on the phone, agreeing with the frequenter about Brooke's beauty. Ridge recalls Eric's speech in Brooke's looker. Taylor interrupts, coming down the stairs. Taylor assumes Ridge's gleam was about the fashion show. Stay a nanosecond, do men gleam? Still, I'm going to assume he's radioactive and run for my life if a man glows. Moving on, Ridge doesn't tell Taylor his gleam was about Brooke. They partake a long grasp. Ridge and Taylor sit on the settee. Steffy enters wearing giant white sunglasses. Steffy whines about post-fashion show fatigue. Steffy mentions Katie says deals are over. Steffy brings up what people are saying about the looker. Taylor is uncomfortable as Steffy raises her eyebrows. Ridge tries to change the subject, also says he has to go to the office. Steffy will be there latterly, she wants time with her mama. Taylor tries to push Steffy to the office. Steffy doesn't budge and stays on topic Ridge and Brooke on the runway. Taylor admits she knows their history and she's not naive. Steffy thinks that Tridge is endgame. Eric and Katie are at Brooke's house belting tea. Katie says the buzz is still going. Katie tells Eric well done. They all take turns completing and gushing about each other. Eric puts his tea down and says he has to leave. Eric wants to hear what Ridge has to say about Brooke after the looker. Eric admires and adores Taylor, but he still feels that Brooke is the one for his son. After Eric leaves, Katie is still talking about the runway scheme. Brooke is now hopeful, although she knows Ridge still went home with Taylor. Katie brings up that Steffy and Taylor witnessed the moment. They go back to talking about Ridge and how the moment was magic. Katie thinks Ridge feeling betrayed is behind him. Brooke doesn't suppose Taylor is going to give up. Katie thinks Ridge is close to reuniting, and Taylor might realize it, too. At the office, Ridge asks Eric to close the door. Ridge brings up the looker trick, using those exact words. They debate about the trick. Eric still thinks it was the right thing to do. The primogenitor tells Ridge that he didn't see a looker, he saw his future Brooke. Ridge gets hot. So Eric's tone softens a bit. Ridge brings up Brooke taking a job to betray him. Eric clarifies that Brooke did that for him. Ridge doesn't want to hurt Taylor again, but Eric brings up that he did the same thing to Brooke. Eric says Brooke is ready to forgive Ridge, so he needs to knock it off. Eric says he can't keep denying his future it's with Brooke. Ridge flashes back to Brooke and the looker. At Forrester Creations, Daphne sashays into Carter's office. The susurrus gushes about Daphne's brilliant idea about the scent. Daphne turns it into gushing about Carter giving the company back after the preemption. She's no way met anyone like him ahead. Daphne is so happy to be part of Carter's vision and the future. Carter appreciates how Daphne prompted him to follow his gut. Carter mentions Hope, which doesn't please Daphne. The nose tells him to forget about Hope. They need to concentrate on their future and what they can make together. Daphne tries to get near to Carter, but he backs down. Zend is seen observing from a doorway. Zend interrupts and says Will is looking for Carter. As Carter awkwardly leaves, Zend asks what he walked by on. Zend brings up the nearly kiss. Daphne tries to blow it off but Zend isn't wisecracked. Do you have factual passions for Carter? The nose is shocked by it herself. While the two talk, Katie still listens to their discussion. Zend just happens to bring up the scheme that brought her to FC. Daphne needs that kept secret, and Zend agrees but only because it's not his place and would be bad for business right now. Zend easily isn't pleased with Daphne as he walks out. Katie enters and confronts the nose. Katie brings up how emotional it's that no bone can repel Daphne's sense. What exactly is in it? Nothing can fail to pinpoint it, not exactly. Katie says it must be delightful, kind of like making a potion. Daphne's eyes widen. Katie suggests the potion is being used to manipulate Carter.